people are under the impression that just because I say I hate weddings, it means I do not want to get married. I mean, even for a minute, my folks actually thought I never wanted to get married. I don't. I definitely will get married. I just don't like weddings, and it's a simple reason. See, I am gifted with super empathy, meaning I can see, feel, read things other people might not see on the surface. I can literally feel intentions without the person even speaking. And one thing I know for certain, is what love is. I may have lied to myself in the past because it kept me in certain patterns, but I've always known what real love looks like. And most of the weddings I have had to go to growing up, I could see that there was no love there. And you can easily point this out and tell it, especially if you study patterns, you can tell when there is love in a wedding because you see the overcompensation of where there is a lack of love, trying to prove that there is love. Because real love doesn't need proof. You feel it. It's an energy that is undeniable, no matter where you are, no matter how much you spend on that wedding. So the reason I do not like weddings is I do not like being party to something I know will not last. I am love. I celebrate love in all forms. One thing I cannot stand is the mockery of what love and marriage is. A lot of people get married for the wrongest reasons, and it's so easy to see those intentions at the wedding. It is so like all the whatever is so glaring. There's nothing hidden anymore. And I'm not the kind of person that will be in that kind of see, I'm coming that wears my like reactions and emotions on my face. So you can imagine how I'll be looking when someone I know is just deceiving themselves getting married, and I'm a truth teller. So I'll be itching to want to speak out. So I'd rather not be there than have to pretend like I'm happy for the couple, knowing fully well in a couple of months, years, we're going to hear the results. And not to be, I'm not happy about it, but the people I've always had those feelings for, their marriages didn't last. I always kind of know. And there were some people that intentionally don't invite me to their wedding. Not, not because they feel like me being there is going to be a bad thing, but they just know that I would be honest with them and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it. They want to be in Dilulu land and, carry on with the union. So they'll rather offend me by not inviting me, which they think they're offending me, but they don't know that we're saving each other. Because sometimes some people just got to learn on their own. You cannot always tell people what they need to know. So I don't hate marriage. Weddings, yeah, I definitely have a disdain for it because it's a mockery of the institution called marriage. It's just people wanting to throw a party and throw it in people's faces, whereas they're just about to go into something that will be. So I was laughing so hard because I remembered my first ex bestie. Yes, I had two ex besties. We're not going to get into that. And I remember that the day she got proposed to, I could tell it from that day. If I was there dating the guy and the way the whole thing proceeded, I knew that this wasn't a relationship that was going the distance. The day she got proposed to and the way she responded to the proposal, honestly, she was my friend, but I was really feeling sorry for the guy because he had no clue the amount of acting she had been putting up. Of course, as you guess, I was not invited to that wedding, thank God, because I would have, she knew there's no way I would not ask her certain questions. I mean, and that literally, the proposal was literally end of our friendship because she literally stopped, talking to me after that. And I'm only laughing because years later, I mean, I knew it was going to happen. The way the G's came to meet me was hilarious because I'm like, number one, I was minding my business. I was not looking for nothing. Like, this is someone I've not spoken to in years. And then someone who knew the husband and also knew me now decided to give me the information that, oh, they parted ways. And I'm like, that's not news. It was obvious from day one that they shouldn't even have been together. But she was someone, one of those people that are never single, can never be by themselves. She was one of those people. She had gotten into relationships just because. And a lot of people need to learn to be single. Learn to be single. Get to know yourself again. Get to know who you're becoming. Get to know who you were. Get to, see your patterns and things you need to let go. Marriage is a very, very important institution that a lot of people make such a mockery of. And it's so annoying. That's why I am almost certain that when I do get married, I'm going to elope. Like, legit, I'll just pop out 2 years later and go like, oh, I've been married for 2 years. Yeah, because it's not about getting the whole world in your business. It's literally a commitment to someone, a lifelong commitment where you only allow loved ones to be at. Most marriages, especially in this Nigeria, that's where war will break out. Is it by the food? Is it because of how much alcohol is consumed? I can only think of, let me say, 3 weddings. Yes, 3 weddings I have ever gone for. And I genuinely enjoyed myself. And that's because you could see, smell, taste the love in the air. And three weddings, out of those three weddings, two of them were my guy friends, and one of them was a family friend I grew up. In fact, that was last year. That wedding was so dope. I had such a great time. In fact, it's the longest I have ever stayed at a wedding because I was having such a good time. It didn't feel like those very toxic weddings that you go for where everybody's just trying to get drunk, get high, get wasted. No, no, no. There was so much joy, and like I was there till the end. I don't I usually bounce. Like if I come to you, I will bounce because I don't have the energy for that kind of nonsense. And you can feel all the empty, ass fake love there now. So those are the only three in all my life, only three weddings that I've been to, and I genuinely felt love there. And I've been to quite a lot of weddings. So what's that saying? I'm just saying I don't hate marriage. I just cannot stand weddings. Anyways, it's not like anybody has my opinion.